The Python language includes something that is not commonly found in other programming languages, a second type of continue clause. The pass clause works almost the same way as the continue clause does, except that it allows completion of the code in the if code block in which it appears, like the continue and the break clause, and the code outside the if statement also executes. The example I will show you now is controlling execution with the continue statement, except it uses a pass statement instead. Basically, we will change this continue keyword to pass, and after that we will print encountered. Just change this. Okay, encountered the letter E not processed. And now let's run this code. I will say hello, and also you can even remove this part if you want to. Does not matter. The reason I'm saying hello because it uses the letter E, and I want to show you something as well. So as you see, we get the message and the letter E is printed as well. There is a reasoning behind this. The continue clause enables you to silently bypass specific elements in a sequence and avoid executing any additional code for that element. You can use the pass clause when you need to perform some sort of post-processing on the element, such as logging the element in an error log, displaying a message to the user, or handling the problem element in some other way. Always remember that the continue and pass clauses both do the same thing, but they are just used in distinctly different situations. Python has another loop clause that you won't find with other languages, the else clause. You might be thinking else statement is a part of conditionals. You are right, but else can also be used with for loop. This is the reason you won't find else clause used with a loop in any other programming languages. There are so many features that makes Python unique. The else clause makes executing code possible even if you have no elements to process in a sequence. For example, you might need to convey to the user that there simply isn't anything to do. In fact, the example that I will show you does the same thing that I just explained to you. But before I move on, if you are still confused about what is the benefit of else clause or what does it mean, then I will just tell you in simple terms. The else clause makes it possible to perform tasks based on an empty sequence. Now let's move on to coding. The scenario is the user will be asked to enter any word they want, and using the else statement with for loop, we will check if the string is empty, meaning if they just clicked enter without even typing a single letter. But there's a twist to this, which I will tell you in a second. So first, here we will say else. So else is used outside the for loop, not inside it. So inside the else code block, we will print the string is blank, or you can even say you didn't enter anything. This is, you are just giving a message to the user. You're just awareing them of the mistake they are making. And now let's run this. I will show you two scenarios. First, we will just click enter without typing anything, and see, we get the message which is correct. But here comes the twist. Here I will say hello, and still we see the message, because when using an else clause with a for loop, the else clause always executes. However, if the iterator isn't valid, the else clause still executes. So you can use it as an ending statement for any for loop. You can easily misuse the else clause because an empty sequence doesn't always signify a simple lack of input. An empty sequence can also signal an application error or other conditions that need to be handled differently from a simple omission of data. So you make sure that you understand how the application works with data to ensure that the else clause doesn't end up hiding potential error conditions, rather than making them visible so that they can be fixed. So friends, this is it for today. I hope you understood how to control the execution of a loop from today's video and my previous video. If you didn't understand something, then I encourage you to rewatch that part. You can always contact me or tell me in the comments. You will find all of my contact details at the end of the video or on my channel, and all the links can be found in the description box down below. The next video is going to be about the while loops. If you do not want to miss that video or any of my future videos, then subscribe and don't forget to click on the bell icon so you can get the update when those videos are uploaded. I will see you in the while loops video. Till then, bye bye, have a fantastic day.